Big up, it's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. Guys, you know what it is. Smash the likes and subscribe. Welcome to Red Devil Mode DE, the Trini Twist, guys. You know how it is. Herzlich and willkommen for alles Mannschaft fans of Manchester United aus Deutschland. Big up to you guys, and big up to everyone in the comments. I hope you guys are having a great day. Big up to Neil Driscoll in the big building. I hope you are well, Neil. Neil, I have some good news and I have some bad news. So let's start with the bad news. And the bad news is Alejandro Garnacho is waiting for Chelsea, guys. It's known, he's made it public. Chelsea, however, have gone through a fluttery of signings and outgoings in the last 48 hours, especially outgoings. Dewsbury Hall is off to Everton, and Chukwuemeka is off, as well as some other players are making their way to Dortmund, as well as other clubs. Two are going to Burnley, one on loan, one is a permanent signing, and another player is leaving. So there as money is coming in for them to do their important deals. Of course, they're interested in Xabi Simons from Leipzig. That deal is going to happen, but they're definitely coming in for Garnacho, who is a priority for Chelsea. Now, the only difficulty is the price because Chelsea value the player somewhere in the region of £30 million. Will they come in with a 45 to 50 million bid for Garnacho? And will we get our revenge for Mason Mount? And that's something that I'm looking forward to and hoping for. Moving on from that, it's Jadon Sancho. Of course, the bomb squad members. And Jadon Sancho right now, it's a situation with Jadon Sancho because he has been trying to hold out for Dortmund, who is looking to sign players from Chelsea and pay a fee. And they are not even sure if they want to pay for this guy. But he has a deal that could happen at any moment with Juventus. And this is something that I'm employing, and I hope some of his people are watching. I employ Jaden. Take this deal, go and play football, and bring your star-studded football skills back to the world at some point, but not at Man United. And it's because you have got your chance. You've had 3+ seasons at Man United, and you rather do other things than play football for our club. And that's a wild thing, bro. And maybe it's not your favorite club, but we brought you here for a lot of money. And, bro, it's going to be difficult. So let's go on and move on from Jadon Sancho. Of course, Mark, I will definitely get to that comment in a few. I'm just talking about some of the bad news segment, to be honest. Yeah. So I'm going to explain some other things that are going to happen. There's some reports that Anthony is not interested in the move to Al Hilal. Guys, I did tell you guys this was not going to be a possibility, and I'm going to show you why. Because Anthony would like to continue playing for Brazil, and he will not be selected if he goes to Al Hilal or to Al Nasser. So it's one of those situations, guys, where I think there are two possible solutions that we sell him to Germany, or possibly another option is coming in from Spain, not just Real Betis. And let's see if they come with a figure that's close to what's Man United asking price, and that is £45 million, or somewhere in the region of 40 million pounds. So let's see if that deal materializes, guys. It can be done with add-ons. Of course, Man United is a bit flexible. The player is interested if he has to leave in going back to Real Betis, where he enjoyed that half season. But before there are lots of reports saying that Anthony is blocking a move out and he's holding out for Real Betis. But I would implore you guys to remember he was placed into the bomb squad without being given a chance to train, which he was requesting initially in the initial part of this transfer window when he returned to the club from Betis. So I would say to you guys, there were our senior players who have spoken in his favor because he has expressed his desire to work his way back into the club in any capacity if given the chance. And well, I can tell you there are lots of reports trying to make it seem like he's just happy to sit on his bum and wait, like Jadon Sancho and Alejandro Garnacho, when that is the furthest thing from the truth. So let's move on from that, guys. because there's interest coming in for Rasmus Højlund, and there might be a possibility United might be open to a deal, or United may not be open to a deal. There are reports that the manager would like to have 2 or 3 possible striking options in the team, and he thinks that Rasmus Højlund will be a good backup option for Benjamin Sesko. So let's see, because there are some reports coming in, and we will get to Benjamin Sesko in just a bit, guys. Big up to Richard James in the building. I hope you're well, my broski. Big up to Mark Davies as well. I have not forgotten your comment. Now, Manchester United are still very much interested in hijacking the deal for Hayden Hackney. Will it materialize? Well, it's going to have to wait until Benjamin Sesko, guys. And we are getting up. I'm building up to it, guys, because it's not big update, but it's interestingly enough something that I think directs it more into our favor. But let's keep going. So other reports are coming in that also, although Andre Onana is showing off himself that he's getting back to fitness, there are reports that the club is going to have a meeting with the player and express their desire for him to leave the club. And this is on the back of reports that Man United is heavily interested in none other than Gianluigi Donnarumma. Will this deal for materialize? Well, we manifested Benjamin Sesko, guys. Maybe we can manifest Gianluigi Donnarumma. It will be interesting to see if Man United proceed in that deal, but they definitely have an option to the back on end of the window with the Belgian youngster and starlet in San Lemens, which is an interesting sign. The player is interested in coming to Man United. Man United have spoken to the player of their interest. They have not made any formal bids. However, there are reports that the Belgian club will accept a fee somewhere in the region of 15 to 20 million euros, which makes this player price very cost effective. He will not be a player that comes in that needs Onana to leave, but Man United are trying to go big. And as I say, we are trying to go big. All reports in the last 24 hours were that after making a bid for 65 million pounds plus 4.6 million in add-ons, Newcastle has given an ultimatum of 24 hours to Benjamin Sesko to force him to decide his future faster than he would like to. However, negotiations has been ongoing with Man United even on Sunday, with Christopher Vell discussing with the player over lunch with his family and stuff and his agent what could be done. How could Man United make this situation something facilitating to Sesko's need? Because we need him, and he clearly wants to play for one of the best clubs in the world. So, what I will say to you guys is it's very interesting that for 24 hours, there has nothing been said. But what I can tell you is that in this last 24 hours, Man United was offered by Chelsea a deal at a cut price for Nicholas Jackson. They were offered a deal at a cut price for Vlahovic. They were offered another deal at a cut price for another striker, guys. And Man United's clear reply to these offers is no. We are only focused on Benjamin Sesko. Until that time, this deal is unsuccessful and negotiations fall through, we will not be in for any other strikers in the market until this deal is complete. So, guys, this is the latest report from Man United with Benjamin Sesko in terms of official remarks from the club coming out. And if you don't think and don't believe me, you can check Fabrizio. He also spoke on this, guys. So this is one of the interesting situations where I would say to you now, Benjamin Sesko is taking his time because he knows 2 things. Man United is waiting. Man United is prepared to make a bid that Leipzig will accept in the region of 65 million pounds plus 10 million in add-ons. Yeah. And Man United has communicated through negotiations of Christopher Pavel, a phone call with Ruben Amorim, and that has stated to the player that we want you and we will come and get you. Yeah. We are waiting for you. So this is what Man United has done. And I can tell you guys, the more time that passes that we hear no news means that Newcastle rejection is not a false thing. And although they are willing to submit a second bid, their only bid that has been made, that has been official, is 65 million plus 4 million in add-ons, and they were completely rejected. So, guys, all I say to you now with Benjamin Sesko is be patient. I told you guys between today, yesterday, and Tuesday will be the timing where we will get our confirmation that Man United has made that bid that was successful, and we still have some more time, guys. Tomorrow morning, probably around 8, 9, maybe you could be getting some amazing news that Man United has been chosen by Sesko. The deal is going to be concluded very quickly, and of course, he will be coming in for a medical. And I can tell you guys, it's a matter of moments. It's not a matter of if. United has sent confirmation. Vavell is still there communicating that confirmation. And Leipzig already knows Man United does not play. We have a good relationship with Leipzig despite Jurgen Klopp being their head of directions, the head director of football in this current moment. And what I can tell you, even if Jurgen Klopp is their head director of football, he would definitely be one man that will be suggesting Man United to be the club that Benjamin Sesko goes to if he wants to make himself a world-class star. Because not only has Klopp was a great manager at Liverpool, but he is one of those coaches that if you ask him who is the best club in English history, he will tell you it's Manchester United. As an honest opinion, because most of the fans I know of Deutschland are Manchester United fans, and I can guarantee you that when it comes to English football, most of them are Manchester United fans. And after that, it's probably Arsenal. Liverpool is way down, way, way, way down. Broski, I had this before he got his number, bro. I've been had this since last season, my bro. Yeah. So this dude is copying me in this moment. Yeah. He went and get Thierry Henry's number. I already had that. This was there. This has been there, bro. Before he got his number, bro. Come on. But he did score today. Big up to him. Shout out to him. Great one was talking some smack about Rashford. He's on the bench. Good for him. And then he scores a cold finish. It wasn't anything spectacular, but the finish was deft. Smacked into the bottom corner. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I mean, I think Hayden that like Leipzig will definitely accept that deal that Man United is about to make. And Mark Davies, like I told you, I didn't forget you. 65 plus 5 is 70 million pounds. That's equals to 80 million. And this is where the other 5 comes in. The other 5 is extras because, of course, you know, Man United wants to pay on terms over the length of the player's 5-year contract. So what I would say to you guys is it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here because this bid is already 7 million more than what Newcastle has bid. So I can tell you guys that Man United is prepared and they are focused. And I can tell you that this striker is the only striker Man United is focused on in this current window right at this current moment for the last 14 days. It's all about Benjamin Sesko, guys. I know lots of people will be saying stuff about Ollie Watkins and there are possibilities there. But now that Garnacho is going to Chelsea, Man United has no interest in Nicholas Jackson. It's clear to see where our focus lies, people. Yeah, don't forget this. A lot of people will say lots of things because, of course, it needs to sound cool. And I might not sound amazing, and I might not have all the best words to say and the best jokes. But I'm gonna give you the straight facts, and I'm gonna keep you guys and on with the facts that they were talking about as well. Because they can't be reporting 48 hours ago this, and then 48 hours ago it's a whole flip. It's like doing 180s. Yeah, it's a wild thing. And 100%, bro. Like, I won't tell you believe anything until he is in a United kit, Neil. But what I can tell you is United's focus is Benjamin Sesko. And I can tell you that that for one thing I can tell you is that Ruben Amorim spoke with the player. And I think this is one of the biggest reasons why he has not made any decision towards Newcastle in this current moment. I think this is why his family and his agent is all with him right in this current moment, because he's prepared to make a decision. And I believe his decision is going to be Manchester United, Neil. And I know you might not be believing anything until he holds up the kit. But when he holds up the kit, just remember, your boy Mark Kent said he's coming soon. You know what I mean? It's like that Dune movie. The first one was good, the sequel was better. This guy, trust me, when he comes, it's going to be even better next season when you see him banging in them goals, because he does score some amazing goals. You know what I mean? Well, it will be interesting to see if we move for those guys next summer, but you never know. With the way Man United have been moving in this transfer window, I would say when we land Sesko, a midfield signing could be really around the horizon. It could be a quick turnaround because remember, guys, after we get this deal done this week, there's only 3 weeks left in this transfer window. So I remind you, yeah, while everyone will be thinking this and that, and I myself at the beginning of the window was trying to figure out what Man United was doing, I can tell you right now they're making some incisive decisions, creative decisions, and at this current moment, even I'm impressed by the way they are approaching the Sexco deal, because it seems like United has all the cards in their hand in this current moment, and all these reports about Newcastle, well, I would say it's just to help save face for the tune, because their tune is not a tune that Sesko wants to listen to, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's going to be interesting. And what I can tell you guys, the next 24 hours is going to be hella fun for Man United fans, because I expect United to get a confirmed deal agreed in the next 24 hours. You know what I mean? The only news on Hackney is it's going to have to wait until after the Sesko deal. Any incoming signings will be waiting until the Sesko deal for Man United. This has been Man United's official response, and like I could tell you, after Newcastle sent that that time limit, yeah, to Benjamin Sesko, Man United one sentence reply from INEOS was, "We are prepared to pay what you are asking." Once Benjamin Sesko says yes, we will. The money is available. Deal done. Yeah, this is INEOS didn't say deal done. I said deal done. But INEOS said that we are prepared to pay what you are asking, Leipzig. And that was their reply to the ultimatum given by Newcastle. And trust me, like I keep telling you, 2 weeks ago, Benjamin Sesko said he would prefer to sign for Manchester United in the Premier League ahead of Liverpool. Not Liverpool, Newcastle. Sorry, I apologize for that. Ahead of Newcastle. So, what I would say, guys, is that we cannot change those facts. Everyone reported that he said this. Everyone reported on this excitingly. And all of a sudden, guys, they're all saying he has a decision to make. He's just taking his time. But I believe his decision has already been made. It has always and will always be Man United as of 2 weeks ago. So I'm just waiting for the yes. And the here we go. And I think you guys should be patient for that as well. It should be happening in the next 24 hours, most likely because the player is prepared to leave. He's ready to leave. Man United are prepared to pay. And that's all you need to know, in my honest opinion. Any news on PSG's keeper? Has slowed down, take him, but I think his wages will be high. Well, there are reports that Donnarumma was asking for some exorbitant wages, somewhere in the region of 400 plus thousand per week. And PSG was not prepared to make that payment. And this is why they went and signed Chevalier. And now Donnarumma is in a pretty pickle where he can continue to earn what he's earning, probably be in a situation where he will be fighting for the number one spot for the first time in about 6 years. And there's going to be a situation where there could be an offer on the table from Man United. Now, like I keep saying to you guys, there will be no other deals incoming until the deal for Benjamin Sesko is complete. Man United's full focus is on Benjamin Sesko. So right now, I can tell you that they have been offered three strikers, one from Germany. They have been offered two strikers in Vlahovic as well. And they have also been offered Nicholas Jackson in the last 24 hours. And their one sentence response was, "We are focused on Benjamin Sesko. He is our priority. If anything fails, we will have a discussion. But until then, our focus is Benjamin Sesko." So, guys, this is why I'm so confident that Benjamin Sesko will be a Manchester United player, because the player himself said 2 weeks ago he prefers Man United over Newcastle. Man United is prepared to pay exactly what Leipzig is asking. Newcastle has bid 5 million less currently, which is why their bid have been rejected. And of course, with that bid being rejected by the German club, there would always be a slight distaste for Newcastle when they try to lowball them after they already said to Newcastle 80 million euros would be the benchmark for the player. So now that Man United seems to be in the driver's seat for Benjamin Sesko, guys, I expect in the next 24 hours uh, to hear a deal complete, confirmed, deal agreed, and now moving on to a medical before the here we go. And I can tell you guys, it's going to be very, very exciting when we get that confirmation. He seems like he wants to go Saudi. If it's all about the paper, he must be the greediest keeper I've ever seen. Well, what I can tell you is that I don't even know, bro. I don't really. I used to rate Donnarumma a lot. I didn't expect him to go to the likes of PSG, but he did well there. He won a Champions League for them. They have not been able to win that for almost a decade of trying. And what I can say is that if that is his story, then he's probably going, not going to be able to get selected for me for Italy or face serious competition for his starting role. And that's what's going to happen there. At the same time, it is what it is. If he doesn't accept a deal to come to Man United as the starter for 250k per week or 300k per week, then he wants too much money, guys. But you know what I mean? Forget it. Forget about it. Yeah, he's a very, very amazing goalkeeper. I would say probably the best goalkeeper in this current meaning. But yeah, would you be mad if he takes the nine of Rasmus? Nah. Why would I be mad? I actually think this is gonna be Sesko's number, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, we'll see. And if he takes the nine, bro, he deserves it. He's a generational talent striker. And I'm going to use your terminology and say that, my brethren. You know what I mean? So, and as the saying goes, if the guy is the better guy, he is the guy. Because I would say if Ronaldo was here, I'd take the seven off of Mount and give it back to Ronaldo. Because he's the better guy. You know what I mean? It's just about reality. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. So you can't be mad. If a guy is the guy, he's the guy. Football works like that. Sports is a meritocracy. The best players get the highest wages. The best players play for the best clubs. Well, it's supposed to be like that, but in the last couple of seasons, it's been kind of mediocre. You know what I mean? But looking forward to tomorrow, guys, and probably, hopefully, maybe later, you might get a bomber. You never know, but I expect to see tomorrow. Uh no. I don't think I think that future reverse. I think I could see a future where Rasmus will be the backup to Benjamin Sesko as a backup. Like Ollie Gunnar was the backup to Sheringham and these boys, Cole and York. You know what I mean? Like he could be a super sub and be a legend of Man United. Ollie was that. Yeah. So I not mad. Nobody can be mad. Sometimes you just have a guy who is world class above you, and you just have to take your time. Well, I mean, I don't really care about Premier League experience. I mean, if a guy generational, no matter where he goes, he will bang. And it's one of those things. It's like Mason Greenwood. You drop him in Spain, he bang. You drop him in France, he bang. When he was in the Premier, he was banging. These guys generational. You know what I mean? Like Ada Goulet, generational talent. You know what I mean? Mbappe, generational. He goes anywhere and score 30 goals. Talent, generational. Yeah. So it's one of those things. I can see Sesko in front of Rasmus Højlund, but this good for us because got two CFs fighting, not just Sesko. 100%. 100%. To have two, you have a young striker is at the experience level of a striker who's probably 24 years old in Benjamin Sesko with the quality to back it up. And then you have another striker who in Rasmus Højlund who he has some qualities of a striker, but he needs more experience. And playing behind a guy like Sesko, he will be sitting on the bench for a long time, but he would be learning how to behave in certain situations as well. And it might be a good learning curve for him. To have two very good strikers, a lethal starter, and a killer to come off the bench. You had two killers, you understand? That would be the future for Man United, will be bright. And I rebuke this sentence that he sent here. I feel he gets too excited. Big up to Danny B in the building. So, guys, let's just give a little recap of what we were discussing today because, as you know, guys, this is just an update. You know what I mean? And I want to have a call-in show on Wednesday. If you guys have time, pencil the time in. So at 7 p.m. UK, we will be having a call-in show on Wednesday, guys. Mittwoch for the Deutsche fans. If you want to call in, you can have your space. I will be dropping the link in the chat and pinning it in the comments. Yeah. So it's going to be very, very interesting, guys. And like I said, Garnacho is waiting on Chelsea. It's going to be interesting to see what type of deal is done there. As we know, Chelsea rates him at £30 million. Man United expects a deal somewhere in the region of £45 million. Will it get to 50 or will it get to 40? That's the question. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jadon Sancho in the next coming days, where he is not seeing a certain future at going back to Dortmund, and he might have to be forcing a move, forcibly accepting a move to Juventus. Let's see how that goes. We expect to hear more confirmed reports on Jadon Sancho on Wednesday. I can tell you that for sure. Now, Chelsea has made a lot of outgoing signings, guys, so it looks like they will be certainly coming in for Garnacho by the end of this week. There have been 4 players to leave the club today, and another 4 expect to leave by Thursday. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there because that will certainly bring in much needed funds to Manchester United and, of course, help us secure other deals that can possibly be done. United are definitely waiting to see what happens with Anthony as well. Of course, there are reports that he's refusing to move to Al Nasser. But at the end of the day, this was something that we all discussed previously, that it might not be a situation where Anthony would accept that deal because it would rule him out of selection for Brazil. Now, the only situation is that there are some people reporting that Anthony is sitting there waiting for Betis until the end of the window, which is not entirely true. He was actually trying to find a way to train with the team, but was placed into the bomb squad. So it was really out of his hands. Now, the only situation I would tell you is that there are expectations that he will leave this summer, but Man United are certainly not interested in loaning him to Real Betis and paying his wages. So there might be a situation where he could be reintroduced to the squad. Remember, I've told you guys about this many times. So please don't be shocked if this happened. Now, moving on from that, Man United are definitely interested in Hayden Hackney. There are reports that Manchester United will be making a move for Hayden Hackney now that the move is temporarily stalled between him and Ipswich after his fee was announced to Ipswich. they are trying to find the funds to make the deal happen. And United has deemed the situation as there is time and we can focus on Benjamin Sesko, which they are doing in this current moment. United in the last 24 hours was offered three different strikers. One was Nicholas Jackson from Chelsea for a cut price, also Vlahovic for a cut price, and they were also offered another German striker in Wolt Monday. And they all the response from the Man United team was that we are currently focused on Benjamin Sesko. He is our priority. We will not be discussing any other strikers in this current moment, and that also includes Ollie Watkins. There's also some possible situations where Man United may be signing Javi Guerra, but he will be spending the next season on loan at Valencia. We'll see how that goes, but that's a little bit of news for you guys. On the other news, Andrew Onana will be having a meeting with Manchester United in the coming days as the club is expected to enforce their communication to the player that they would like him to leave this summer so they can replace the number one in goal in this window. Now it will be seen to who their options will be. Of course, there are reports that we have confirmed what it would take for personal terms for Gianluigi Donnarumma. But there's also Sana Laments waiting in the wings and possibly a deal that could be done in the back end of the window, which would probably cost United some in the region of 10 to 15 million pounds, as they are asking for somewhere in the region of 15 to 25 million euros. So it will be interesting to see if these deals get done. But right now, Man United's current main and only focus is signing Benjamin Sesko, which they have communicated to Leipzig and to the player after Newcastle's 65 million plus 4.6 million pounds in add-ons bid was flatly rejected by the club. United has assured Leipzig that they will meet their asking price of 70 million pounds and add 5 million in add-ons if they are to be successful in convincing Benjamin Sesko, who has made United his preference, to join the club. His family and his agent are there, and the deal has been negotiated up to today with Christopher Vavell, who is in close contact with the players' camp and is waiting for the response to trigger Man United confirming and signing this player with their bid, which is already exceeding that of the initial bid of Newcastle. And like I told you a couple of days ago, it should be in the region of 65 million pounds plus 10 million in add-ons. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Can United make Donnarumma a Donna reality? Well, Stephanie, the MVP, big up to you. And hopefully we will see, because it's one of those things where it's a big possibility that United could go in for the player if we could move on Jadon Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho, and even possibly Anthony all in one fell swoop. That will increase United's ability to spend, and of course, it will bring in much needed funds, and United will be able to do deals for players like Donnarumma, who should be coming in for somewhere in the region of 35 to 40 million pounds. Now, this is a situation that will be possible because, of course, there's a rift between the player and PSG. And of course, PSG has just recently signed young Chevalier. So it's going to be very difficult for them to ask for top dollar for Donnarumma more than what they have paid for him from AC Milan. Let's see how it goes. It's going to be a patient game there. Of course, I keep reminding you guys, United's main focus and only focus currently in this market is to sign Benjamin Sesko before this week is out, and then they will move on to other signings. Other than that, there's a possibility for some outgoings, and there is also and have been some talk about the possibility that Ethan Williams will join the senior team to start the season. Let's see how it goes. There are reports that Amorim has real interest in the player. He has a certain love for the youngster. He appreciates what he does, his work ethic, and his ability to impact the game. And he's looking forward to see what could be done in the Premier League this season for this youngster. So let's see how it goes, guys. I don't know, bro. I really don't know why we didn't give Coney some minutes. It's a difficult situation. Actually, Klopp is the one who is opening the transfer to Man United. He's actually the one blocking the Newcastle transfer. But I'll just say that for you, Biku, because you think that Klopp cares so much about Liverpool. He doesn't anymore. Yeah? Just want you to know that. Big up. Can Kone replace Kobe? Interesting question. And I posed that to the chat as well. In my honest opinion, they're both generational talents. Kobe being a player that I spoke about long before he came into the team, when a lot of people doubted his talent and ability and what his he would bring when he came into this first team. But Sekou Kone is also a player who I think is a little bit more dynamic. He's a little bit quicker on the ball, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. And in my honest opinion, while he plays a more defensive midfield role, I think he might quicker come on as a replacement for Ugarte and for Kobe Menu. But that's just my honest opinion. You know what I mean? Williams or Morehouse? That's a difficult ask, bro, because I would prefer Morehouse, to be honest. Like, from what I've seen, I prefer Morehouse. But if it comes down to playing a left wing back or a right wing back role, yeah, I would probably give it to Ethan Williams, bro. If it was playing attacking in a 10 role or something like that, that's where I think Morehouse would probably shine the most. It's going to be interesting. Scary 2 weeks today. We will be analyzing PL opener to Arsenal result. 100%, Steph. You know it. And I think that Benjamin Sesko is going to be here for that game, but that's just me. You know what I mean? I'm ultra positive again. You know how your boy does it. And right now, I'm getting really excited because from what I've been hearing, what Man United has communicated, and from discussions that the players had with Ruben Amorim, I think United has definitely put in this player's head that he is a priority. He is what they want. He is what we need. And he will be definitely appreciated the most at Man United. Guys, I think United has already sealed this transfer. I just think it's a matter of official moments and official signatures and an official report. And until then, all I can tell you is the next 24 hours is going to be a doozy. J. Gabriel, I have to go with the Trini. I have to go with the Trini heritage English player, J. Gabriel. You know what I mean? His grandmother is Trini. I have to go with him. It's like Levi Colwell. His grandmother is from Trini. I have to back these guys. I can't help it. You know what I mean? Power to them in their careers. And definitely J. Gabriel is going to be one of the most brightest talents when he does emerge in the Premier League. Of course, Max Dahlmann is a treasure. I have to say, he's a very interesting young talent, but Arteta might kill him. Arteta will take the talent out of this kid. He will coach him into be a boring player to watch, just like another shit number 10 that I would say, Martin Odegaard. I don't know why people talk about this guy. He doesn't change games, he doesn't impact games, he doesn't win games. At least not for Arsenal, because he hasn't done it in the last 2 seasons. And I think Max Dahlmann could bench that guy. But I would be one of those persons that would have a long shot hope that maybe Max Dahlmann follows in Cheeto's footsteps and Eden Havens, because they are all friends, by the way, and comes to Man United. So maybe let's see. We might be in for a trifecta. Maybe Arsenal tries to give this guy a pro contract, and he says, "You know what? I'm going to Man United." Benjamin Sesko is there. Eden Haven is there. Is there as well. My boys. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Of course, Steph. Steph, you know it. You know it. The season is coming, and your boy is hyped. He's pumped up. Oh, guys, sorry about this weekend, but tomorrow I'm definitely launching the ticket giveaway, and of course, I'm gonna have to do the draw on Thursday. So yeah, so guys, we will discuss that tomorrow. I will definitely be doing a longer stream to discuss this. And of course, all the posts will go out tomorrow. And of course, everyone could, like, subscribe, and share. That's how it's definitely going to be to win the ticket. So, see how it goes. They have to fumble the kid because we need to sign Max Doman, bro. Yeah. Not for the now, but for the future. He should just be in the academy competing. You know what I mean? Playing with JJ Gabriel and those boys. You know what I'm saying? With Basiru and Koto. Guys, we have a young treasure in DM. I haven't spoken about him yet, but guys, Basiru and Koto. You see this youth man? He reminds me of a Claude Makaleli mix with a John Obi Mikel kind of vibes. The brother is bad. But anyway, but anyway, yes, of course, the tickets are up for grabs. 16 likes like Ahmad. And I think Ahmad had a prime opportunity to bag a screamer last night and he slowed down and wait for the defender. But you know what? The fact that he got himself in that opportunity, I think he will get there in more situations like that. And I think he will finish. You know what I mean? So, but he did win the penalty. So yeah, he still won us a goal. So guys, just like the ticket is up for grabs, keep smashing the likes, keep coming through to the streams. And of course, if there's anything else breaking, really new, I will be live immediately to bring it to you. Big up to you guys. Have a great night. You know, guten Abend to the Deutsche fans. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. It's been your boy Marken and a pleasure to bring the stream to you guys and these updates. And of course, I will be bringing more to you tomorrow. And hopefully, we will be having a bomber with a here we go, or certainly a deal done for Man United with Benjamin Sesko. Guys, shout out to you. Have a great one.